Okay, so the first thing I got is CM Punk.
Come on, man. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, brother. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Don't die.
No, I'm kidding. Hey, so as reported, we all seen Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, at the show.
Mercy.
She was at the show, and it's reports that she will be signing with AEW. And once she's available to return, because as we know, she was injured prior, and she's coming on board, and I like it. I like it. I feel like she can fit in well with the women division that they have over at AEW, and I feel like she's going to be a big star, a big contribution over there across the hall. I like it.
Yo, honestly, since she's signing with AEW, does that make her instantly the biggest star in that company? Like low key, right?
I don't even want to answer that question.
Like it's tough. Like obviously y'all know Punk is Punk. Punk,
yeah. He's on a rundown.
Punk probably means more to that fan base just because of what that fan base looks for in wrestling. So obviously Punk, but like as far as celebrity wise and in totality, I think Mercedes would be the biggest star in AEW.
Yeah,
by far too. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah, I feel that way. I think she would be the biggest star, period. I love it. I want to see Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm go at it. By the way, Toni Storm is having an impeccable run in AEW. Her character work right now is 10 out of 10, bar none.
Facts.
Some of the best character work I've seen in wrestling, period. But I would love to see Mercedes Moné in AEW. I think that she's a huge star, and the women's division right now is struggling to get a lot of airtime. And man, I want to see Mercedes against Saraya. I want to see her against the whole locker room, man. Ruby, man, the whole nine. So,
hey, this is a little side note. Is Saraya the first person to ever win championship in two different major companies?
Oh, that's right.
Chris Jericho.
No, but women though, like women.
Women. Yeah, I think so.
Because I don't think Ruby Soho or any. I don't think none of them won the women's championship in WWE. Shout out to Paige.
Yeah,
shout out to Saraya, man. Paige,
she doing her thing.
I definitely didn't want her with that title though. I ain't gonna hold you, but I ain't mad at it. It's whatever. Shout out to Mercedes. Let's get it.
Shout out to Mercedes, man.
AEW.
So
finally,
as I said before, man, WWE treats AEW as if their Hove and AEW is Nas, meaning that Jay-Z always drops on every time Nas drops. He always do something petty. And WWE, they just did something petty. They just did something petty, you know.
What they did,
they just announced John Cena's return right after the biggest paid attendance of wrestling history. They just announced that John Cena will be on SmackDown for 7 weeks straight. Come on, what's going on? Is it the strike? Like, what's going on? now,
that's so funny, man.
It's so random. Like, I got a question for you guys. Do we really want to see John Cena in 2023? Like, did we ask for this? Or are we surprised? Or are we grateful? Like, what's going on here, y'all? All I see is Peacemaker.
So first off, this is hella petty. Like, you know, come on now. We know.
Come on.
AEW had their biggest show. They got all the shine, and WWE said, oh, word, watch this. Right. Push the button. Cena. John Cena, the biggest wrestling star, arguably of all time, next to, The Rock and Hulk Hogan. We know what this is. But let's just be honest. The fans might love it. The young kids might love it. I don't want to see John Cena in 2023. He old. He's skinnier now. He got a big bald spot in the middle of his head. Like, really, I'm not trying to see John Cena wrestle again. I'm not trying to see his John Cena promos. I'm not trying to see none of that. We already got Cody Rhodes. We don't need John Cena. But we know what it is. This is the optics.
We know what's
People
going
love John
on.
Cena. They gonna watch. So it is what it is.
We know what's going on.
John Cena's been planned for a long time. We already knew that Roman Reigns was going to be going away, not showing up on television regularly. We need another big star to fill in the fill-ins. So John Cena ain't doing too much now that the strike is pulling up. call the big man to fill in the gaps. Of course, we're gonna have Big Match John pull up, give us a few classics, maybe one with Cody, maybe one with Gunther. You know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna love it. You're gonna eat it up. You're gonna love it.
Bro,
You know what I'm
Cena
saying?
is not having no match.
And as far as like, you know, the pettiness, you know what I mean? I mean, look, false narratives. We all know. I mean, last time I checked, you know, Tony Khan was out here, you know, mentioning that WrestleMania wasn't the only spectacle out here. So I mean, I don't know anything about this pettiness thing that y'all are talking about with WWE.
Brother.
You know what I mean? You know, but it is kind of petty though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Bro, Tony Khan is just being a promoter, man. Of course he gonna say it's a new spectacle on part. Like he's not gonna say, yo, All In Inspire, it ain't WrestleMania though. Like our shit cool, but it ain't that. Like, come on, he gonna say it's on par with that. That's just
facts. I'll be popping my stuff too if I was him. Look, you know, so
we gonna call our podcast the greatest of all time. Now, is it? I don't know. That's up for whoever else to decide. But in my heart, we got the best podcast on the internet.
I don't even see these other podcasts. You know what I mean?
Hello.
I ain't tripping.
Other podcasts exist.
I ain't know that. Shout
out to the other boys. Shout out to all the other boys.
We love everybody. We really do.
Yo, shout out to them.
But
man.
we got that Walter White over here. You know what I'm saying? we got that blue stuff over here. We
that Walter White
coming.
Shout out to Walter White, man. Oh yeah, super pause. Yo, we gonna move on from that pause. That was crazy. So word on the streets is AOP, Authors of Pain, has reportedly been secretly signed by WWE for a year. The hell is going on? These guys been gone for 3-4 years. I think they left 2020. And before that, my bad, my mic. Before that, they went on hiatus in 2019. Like, what's going on? It's just kind of confusing for me.
This is weird. You know what this sounds like to me? This sounds like WWE re-signed them right before Vince McMahon forced his way back. So now they're kind of just caught up in that whole whirlwind of, are we signed or are we not? Because Eric Young was under the same situation. Eric Young was signed, and then like he never appeared, and then he just disappeared. And before that, I want to say, what's the British Bulldog's son's name? Davey Hart Jr. Davey Boy Smith Jr. Whatever. Same thing happened with him. He was signed secretly for like a year, never appeared on TV one time, and then got released. Carlito, didn't WWE sign Carlito? Like,
bro, came back.
Right, disappeared. Like we ain't seen him since. Like I don't know. Maybe it's this whole UFC purchase thing. Whatever it is, but get it together. I like Authors of Pain. I want to see them back on TV.
They moving like Atlanta Records.
Right.
I mean, yeah. They got. I mean, every wrestling promotion has plans, right? So you got to figure out how to make this work. Where does it naturally go? Especially with someone like Carlito. I mean, Authors of Pain. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, cool.
They was fired. Come on now.
They were fired, you know. I mean, I liked them, but I mean, I kind of feel like the tag team division right now is a little flooded. If I'm being honest, there's a lot of tag teams. I feel like there's not a lot of tag teams getting a lot of shine. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn being a tag team. I think it's just, I feel like we could be utilizing this division a lot better than taking two main event stars and putting them in a tag team division. I just don't care for it. So. I mean, as much as Authors of Pain, I think y'all are cool, but I feel like there's too many tag teams already who deserve to really be elevated to the next spot, especially now that the Usos are broken up and the New Day are kind of like solidified as who they are. We need newer, there's a whole roster right now that's been active that deserves to be in that spot. So, shouts to y'all, Authors of Pain, but, keep training, I guess. I don't know.
And all the best tag teams are down in NXT, to be honest.
Facts.
So maybe it's time for some of these main roster tag teams to
split up.
Off.
Split up and go their own road.
I like the Viking Raiders, but send the Viking Raiders to AEW or something.
It's an old concept, man. It's an old concept.
Right.
Yawn. Well, next up we got is our girl, Bianca Belair. She has been written off TV. I believe it's going to be up to 3 months.
Injury.
I feel like she needs a change. I would love to see her joining Bobby and the Profits, turning heel, something new. Because as we talked about before, her gimmick kind of got like stale. It was kind of old for us. stereotypical kind of thing going on. I would love for her to turn heel. I feel like that would be dope. So I feel like she needed to just take this time, heal up, have fun, enjoy her relaxation, and come back. And
you don't even go here. Sylvan hate that shit. Sylvan hate that. Look, man, I'm not gonna say that Bianca Belair needs to change because she over. She sells hella merch. The kids love her. It be little white kids in the audience with fake braid ponytails on their head, like trying to be like Bianca. So she popping. She don't need to change, but I would like it. I would like to see some change because that whole "you don't even go here, I'm the EST" thing. That's like that's so 2020 at this point. It's like, can we get something different? Can we get something different? It's like Chief Keef. When Chief Keef first hit the scene, he was waving the guns and doing the ha ha ha. Remember that ha ha ha. We loved it. Like, we loved it in 2017 or whatever year that was. But 2024, are we still trying to see Chief Keef do that same thing? Not really. Change it up a little bit. You gotta evolve.
We gotta see Hilaire,
baby.
I've been saying this for a long time. I've been saying this for a long time. Bianca Belair's reign got stale to me like a year ago. Honestly, I just felt like it was overstayed in my opinion. I think she's an incredible wrestler, a phenomenal talent. Great character work. I think her mic skills are okay. I don't think they're amazing, but I mean that's something that can improve over time. What she lacks in that, she has so much more in every other department. She's a top tier wrestler, one of the best wrestlers in the world. But yeah, girl, you put in your work. You know what I mean? Like you wrestled and held that title and held it down for a year plus. You deserve some off time, chill, recoup, do what you need to do, get your spirit right, and then come back talking that talk and change it up because we don't need you to be John Cena. We need you to be Bianca Belair, and we know you got the other side in yourself. So I hope you come back honestly rejuvenated because you deserve a vacation after all the work you put in. Real round of applause because you put in a lot of work, man.
Definitely
a lot of work.
Shout out Bianca, man. Now we was talking about earlier. Tez too. Yeah, we was talking about earlier. We mentioned Eric Bischoff's name, the wrestling legend. He recently said that All In felt like an indie show on steroids, and it's not as special as WrestleMania. Now, is he correct? Does All In equal to WrestleMania? I mean, last I recall that WrestleMania started in 1985. I mean, what are we talking about? Are we comparing something that started that long ago? March 31st to be exact. So, I mean, this is a 4-year company. Like, you got to give it time to sprout. And from my view, it's looking great. I liked it. I felt like it was a great show. Sylvan, you don't seem to you seem like you're on Eric's side, man.
I mean, this is all a response to Tony Khan basically saying that WrestleMania is not the only spectacle in town anymore. And that's basically his response to it. I mean, he's not wrong to a degree.
But
I don't
show?
think Eric is wrong. Well, here's the thing, right? When we talk about spectacle, we talk about presentation. So we're talking about how something is being presented, the overall aesthetic, the overall look. And yes, this did look like a very big indie show. It looked like Indie Mania for sure. Like how it was presented, it wasn't a lot of glitz and glamour. It was just strictly wrestling in a huge venue. But WrestleMania is presented like a spectacle. So I understand where Eric is coming from. With that being said, I mean, I still don't like the comparison. Like I said before in the past, I mean, in our last conversation, in our last podcast, I just want everything to be what it is. Like, I'm not watching All In and being like, is this measuring up to WrestleMania 37? Like, bro, I don't care. This is All In. It's their biggest. Right. This is the biggest like draw in wrestling right now. So I just don't agree with comparisons.
So Eric Bischoff, man. Eric Bischoff is a hater. It's this crop. It's this crop of old wrestling personalities that seem to just band together to hate AEW, and I just don't understand it. It's Eric Bischoff,
Kevin
Nash, Kevin Nash, Disco Inferno. It's like something about these dudes. They just conglomerate together and just hate AEW. And I just don't understand it. Like, we get it. Y'all worked for WCW. Y'all battled WWF at the height of y'all success. And then y'all fell off and disappeared. Like, it's fine. But man, let it go.
Yeah, they gotta let it
go.
Yeah,
but with that said, he's not entirely wrong about this. I mean, it did. It did. And I'm an AEW fan, but it did kind of feel like a big indie show, and that's fine. You know, AEW this was the first time they've done something this big. So we gotta build it to the point where we can say, yo, this is WrestleMania status. Because we know what WrestleMania is. People call out work for WrestleMania. People who don't watch wrestling get together to watch WrestleMania just because it's like, wow, this is like the Super Bowl of wrestling.
I've seen people at WrestleMania shows that's not even huge wrestling fans at WrestleMania. They was like, I don't really watch wrestling. I'm like, that's crazy.
I go to WrestleMania, I look around and I see like, who did we see last time? We see like Travis Scott and like all these, like they probably don't even watch wrestling like that. But for WrestleMania, they'll show up because it's WrestleMania. The Joe Budden podcast be talking about WrestleMania. Like, that's a big deal. So we can't expect AEW to get to that point overnight. So it kind of did feel like a big indie show, but let's calm down. Let's not criticize every time. Let's give them their props a little bit. 81,000 people in one place is insane. So shout out to them. And Eric Bischoff, shut your old ass up, man. Please.
I'm back. And better than ever. I love that theme.
Eric Bischoff, man.
Slaps.
All right, man. Last I got on the rundown, our guy, Orange Cassidy and Penta. Is that his name? Did I say it correctly? Penta are facing they're facing huge backlash because of their use of the Canadian Destroyer. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a crazy little moment, but it was too much. You guys think young wrestlers are overusing this move? I like the move. And for those who don't know, a Canadian Destroyer is like a flip pow diver. I don't it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, it's definitely like a flip pow driver.
It's like a flip pow diver. Bad Bunny used it against John Morrison at WrestleMania 37, and he did it perfectly. But these guys, wow!
Shout out to Petey Williams.
Petey Williams. Yeah. I thought it was Amazing Red.
He kind of did this like a sunset flip variation of it. It's kind of similar. Either way.
Yeah. Shout out
Backlash
is crazy.
Shout out to both of them, but yo, young wrestlers. I know I'm not in the industry, so I have no room to criticize and talk. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway because y'all got to stop with this Canadian Destroyer. It's a cool looking move. It's fire. But at the end of the day, it's a flip power driver. A move like that should be protected. You can't be standing up and fighting 1 second after taking it. That's insane. Y'all treating the Canadian Destroyer like an arm drag at this point.
Yeah.
I understand that wrestling is choreographed. It's not real. It's fiction. But when you're in that ring, your job is to make me feel that it's real. It's to make me believe that what I'm watching is real. When I see people standing up and fighting after getting flip power drivered on their head, I don't feel like that's real. That shows me that this is fake. This is BS.
Yeah, you gotta sell that. You gotta sell that, man.
You gotta sell that. At least if you're not gonna sell it, like if you're not gonna take that move and get pinned, then at least sell it like it hurt for longer than 2 seconds. Don't just be back on your feet doing another Canadian Destroyer. Like that's insane. So the backlash was definitely warranted. I almost wanted to pack them both up this week for doing that. Stop it. Please stop it.
Listen, man. I'm gonna keep it a bean. The larger issue is the fact that AEW just has a large non-selling problem. Like a lot of their matches, these guys are hitting spots that are insane, and these wrestlers are barely selling. And that's always been a big fabric of AEW culture. It's never been focused on the believability of what's actually happening in the ring. It's just focused on these guys doing insane moves and having incredible 30, 40-minute match bouts. That is the aesthetic of AEW. So when I see Orange Cassidy trading Canadian Destroyers, no selling, I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds like an AEW show. You know what I mean? Like I just think they have to I just think that's just them. I don't see that really changing. I think they are not a selling company. I think they are a performance company. I think AEW's fabric is based off of having really, really dynamic matches with incredible spots and insane back and forths that make the crowd exhausted before the main event. And I like it, but I don't expect anybody to really sell like that because that's not their culture.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all I got for the rundown, man.
I can't keep seeing a million Canadian destroyers, but either way, shout out to Orange Cassidy and Penta.
Oh man,
Big OC. He also had a great promo too, which I didn't expect.
yeah,
great promo. Is that what that was?
For OC,
crowd was booing his ass. That wasn't
for OC. He had a great one, man. I mean, OC don't do like incredible promos, but that one was like, oh, this is great for him.
He was like, and I don't have a catchphrase. I'm like, okay.
Like, all right,
the Waka Flocka gift. Okay. 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 But shout out to
them boys, man.
And
yeah,
Penta.
I appreciate you watching, but I need you to like, subscribe, and share one time real quick. Thank you. Now get back to watching the podcast.
Now, y'all know what time it is. Every episode, we love to give our shout outs, our flowers to our favorite Black wrestlers, both past and present. And this week, I want to go with one of my favorite wrestlers. He's a guy who we all know he don't win a lot. He loses a ton. But he's always entertaining no matter what he does. Every time he touches the mic, every time he's in the ring, every time he's on screen, he's entertaining. And that person is Ron the Truth Killings. R-Truth.
R-Truth, baby.
I want to give my flowers to R-Truth. He deserves his flowers. He's one of the most well-liked people in the wrestling business. I don't think I've ever heard a single person say anything bad about R-Truth. He is a legend. He. When you think of a legend in wrestling, it gets no bigger than R-Truth, man. R-Truth is that guy. We love him. So R-Truth, I want to give you your flowers. But that's me. Who you got, Sylvan?
Yo, man, I want to give it to a guy I've been studying really closely, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to give it to, Christian Cage, man, being a deadbeat father and, doing his stuck thizzle. You know what I'm saying?
What?
You know what I mean? Like, really getting it crazy.
Wait, what?
Christian Cage, man.
He ain't black?
Yeah, man.
Bro.
The way he be treating his kids,
Oh, my. Yo, Sylvan
Hey,
is insane.
yo.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, my brother? What is wrong with you?
What do you see?
Yo, this man is insane.
My
Oh
culture
my God.
person.
He just called black fathers deadbeats.
Sylvan is insane. Sylvan is out of his mind.
And it's
Sylvan
crazy
is
because I don't know my
completely out
dad,
of
bro.
his mind. Hey, man.
I know my pops, man. Shouts to him.
Oh,
Only
man.
pops I had.
Only pops I had was Uncle Phil.
growing up was the cereal, my brother. Shout out to Top Dollar.
Nah, for real. I actually want to give this. I was going to give it to Mercedes Moné, but I actually want to give it now. I literally just changed my mind. I want to give it to Bianca Belair. Just because, man, she's been really putting in a lot of work, and I don't think people understand how hard it is to have a title reign that long, year and a half. And be as consistent as she's been. Like Roman Reigns is, Roman Reigns, and he defends, but we know what time it is. Like he's on the bigger shows. He's more of a part-time guy. Like, Bianca Belair really had that belt for a year and a half, year and change, almost 2 years, and was competing like every pay-per-view, every Raw, like
Every SmackDown.
I was gonna say SmackDown, yeah, every Raw.
I was about to say every Smack DVD, bro. I don't know why my head went to Smack. It's the DNA, the
rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. Yeah. But I want to give it to Bianca Belair, man, just because we don't see title reigns like that too often. And I know she's taking some time off, man, but I just want to give her her flowers because, those title reigns used to be the norm, but they're not anymore. And so putting your body through that type of physical pain and physical strain in general, man, hats off to you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Look, you say Bianca, I say R-Truth, but
R-Truth.
ultimately it's Cooley's decision. So Cooley.
That's interesting. You know what's
getting
interesting?
their flowers this episode.
It's interesting that you say putting their body through physical pain, because I'm giving my flowers to New Jack. Yo,
hilarious.
I'm giving my flowers to New Jack. Yo, listen here, man.
Gosh,
I've recently been doing a deep dive on the life of New Jack. I did the Dark Side of the Ring. I've done the shoot interviews. This guy was a legend. He was very misunderstood. I mean, basically, the childhood trauma.
Crazy.
It was a childhood trauma. I understand it, But wow, he was a great hardcore wrestler. He did a lot of crazy stuff. But I mean, wow, he was very unfiltered. He was a two-pot of wrestling, I guess.
No, literally.
He told it how it was. He wasn't fake. He wasn't fake about his words, nothing. And a lot of these wrestlers are really assholes, and he let that be known, and it's crazy, man. But that's my flowers, man. R.I.P.
If you out there and you have never watched a New Jack shoot interview, even if you don't watch wrestling at all, just go to YouTube, type in New Jack shoot, and just listen to anything you can find, because this man is insane. His interviews are so entertaining. They're the most entertaining thing you will ever hear in your life.
Bruh, he put his body through a lot of pain, man. He oh my God, man.
He also stabbed a guy 11 times in a match.
I'm like, bro, I'm not giving my flowers to New Jack.
No, I love
Hey,
New Jack,
man.
I'm sorry.
Hey, man. Shout
and he admit this is him. This is New Jack. He was the first one doing that.
Yeah.
He invented a lot of stuff that people stole. I'm not gonna say their names, but hey, I'm just saying.
But
3D. Oh snap!
Oh no!
Shout out to an ECW legend, a hardcore legend.
Yeah, shout out to New Jack. Now, after we get that out the way, you know what time it is, my brothers. It's time to pack them up. I wanted to pack up Penta and Orange Cassidy for that Canadian.
I know who I'm picking up. I gotta pack up.
I gotta pack up a guy we talked about recently, and it's not CM Punk.
I know who Cooley packing up.
I gotta pack up badass Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn, we love you. We sat here and said kind words about you because we thought you retired a couple weeks ago. You left your boots in the ring. You walked out. We thought that was it. But then you came back. It's badass Billy Gunn. And we said, oh, he must be trying to get his retirement match at the big pay-per-view. Instead of on Collision, he wants to do it in front of 81,000 people. We clap for that. Good job. And then you win the title. So you're not retiring? Come on, man. Retirement is nothing to play with. Retirement is something that should be held secret or sacred. I didn't like it when Mark Henry did it. He went to the ring and he flirted with retirement, but then it was just like a swerve and he attacked Johnson. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. Billy Gunn, don't do that again. Don't do that again. Never, ever do that again. If you're going to retire, do it right and retire. Don't pretend to retire and then come back like you Jordan. Like, come on, man. Come on, Billy Gunn. What's wrong with you, bro?
He Tom Brady to the wrestling world, man.
T-Tom.
He played us.
Yeah, man.
Who y'all packing up?
Who you got, Sylvan?
I was going to pack up AR Fox, man. Yeah, I was going to pack up
I had a feeling somebody was going to pack up AR
I was going to pack up AR
Not
Fox,
accountable.
man. I really was. I was very close, but I chose somebody different. I'm packing you up, Jack Perry. Perry, let me tell you something, brother. You're not really him yet. You on your way. You're not really him yet. All right? You got the leather jackets. You got the little trash talk. You know what I mean? Your promo's all right. I see the vision, but you ain't really him yet, bro. You need to get it together, dog. The last thing you need to be doing right now is making an embarrassment of yourself with another embarrassment on one of the largest shows, if not the largest show in wrestling history, bro. You are just getting your wings. Do not get them clipped too early, brother. I say this with love because I kind of like what you're doing. And I loved what you was doing with the old Jungle Boy thing. But you young. You know what I mean? And you a lot more like CM Punk than you think you are, brother. Get it together. Get it together. Because you can be clipped. In fact, you might be clipped. Next episode, I don't know what's going to happen.
You know what I mean? For real.
And you can't be getting choked out by CM Punk. Like, come on.
Bro.
CM Punk, I love CM Punk, but he choked me. I'm firing on him. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
you getting choked out backstage by CM Punk.
Get it together.
Yeah, he went out bad, man.
Yeah.
He went out sad.
Yeah.
All right, Cooley.
Y'all know who I'm packing up.
Don't tell me this.
Nathan Frazier. NXT, you getting this pack, boy. Bro, first of all, why did you run the ropes like that, my guy? You got to learn how to run the ropes, yo.
Yeah, that was tough.
Thank God you're not on the main roster. No shots at NXT people because they dope. But it's like, bro, you almost snap your neck live TV. Like, bro, oh my God, that was horrible. You turned too quick, brother. Got your neck. Oof.
And for the people who ain't see it, man, this dude, he tried to run the ropes way too fast, running way too fast. He turned way too early. His head went underneath the rope, and he damn near hung himself on live TV. Like, come on, man.
He almost pulled a boss man.
Hey, this is why NXT exists. For these young dudes to get it together.
Grace, but man,
that was you gotta learn how to run the ropes, brother.
We ain't giving grace this episode. We ain't giving no grace. CM Punk got us fired up. We ain't giving no grace. All y'all need to get it together, especially you, CM Punk. We just packed up Billy Gunn and AR Fox and Nathan Fraser. But we packing you up, CM Punk. CM Punk, my brother, CM Punk. The wrestling community has outgrown you. We have moved past the need for a CM Punk. We don't want CM Punk no more. And I love you to death, but we don't want to see you ever again. We want you to get fired. We want you to get released, sent to the abyss. We don't want you no more, CM Punk. It's over for you.
We're done, man.
It's over. It's over.
Beat it, pal.
What Vince Carter said, it's over. It's over.
You know Vince Carter in the dunk contest. It's over. CM Punk, it's over for you. And with that said, this has been another episode of Wrestling with the Homies. I hope y'all enjoyed us. I appreciate everybody who's liked, subscribed, and commented. My TSC family, everybody, man.